Hey guys, Country Tactical here, and today we're going to be assembling the Coleman Ct200u Extreme Mini Bike. And I'm going to be doing a review on this, so it's going to be uploaded around the same time. But if you haven't already seen it, check it out. The link is going to be in the description. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So here it is. You can already start to see it. These boxes might contain something, so. No, this is empty. Now this has stuff in it. At least I can hear that it does. Put that right there. Got that. Got some phone, and here's the tires. I'll go ahead and take out these tires right now. I got a little new fresh smell of tires. Anyways, so I'm gonna cut it down. I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. I don't. It's easy. That's simple. Oh, the fork's in here. Can't cut to yourself. Remember that. So yeah, here's the fork. I don't know if we just pull this off. What? Oh, there you go. It just pulls off like that. And get out there. Okay, I got the fork assembly right there, and here's the beautiful new bike. Man, it looks good. Just gonna bet the instructions are in this box. So for your instructions, they will be in this box. Don't throw it away. It's on the top of your packaging. And yeah, let's go ahead and oh, here's the fender. Yeah, this box also contains the fenders. So, I'm gonna put these down here and get the instruction manual, which is right here. The Coleman Ct200u Extreme. Set this down there, and let me get this thing out. Here's the headlight. Also gonna put this right here. And lastly, this is the tools. So yeah. The first thing we should do is open up the instruction manual. Here is the assembly, and here's the owner's manual. So it looks like it wants you to install the fork first. So let's go ahead and get this fork out. This thing is free now. Gonna put these right here and put this right around right here. Wow. So on this, you're going to want to unscrew the bolt on the fork and take this out. Gotta leave these bolts somewhere good, don't lose them. pull this thing out and don't lose the washers. So I got it all right here, and on the instructions it says put the small washers on the inside and the large washers on the outside, as you can see. So this is how you want to put it on. You want to keep one washer on the outside, small washer on the inside, so it's like this. Large washer, small washer, and yeah. Let's put this right there, so let me do this. Okay. Now I'll just go squish this in a little bit. Okay, that's in. Now I have to squeeze the small washer under this. Almost there. Come on. Come on. It's right there. If I could just... This thing... Dang, I need something to... I have to improvise. Okay, it's in there. Now you're going to want to go ahead and put the large washer under. So on the fork assembly, you're going to want a 16 on the top and a 14 on the bottom. So let's go ahead and tighten. 14 millimeter to be exact. Alright, you just want this thing to be nice and tight. You don't want it coming loose. That'd be a very bad. Okay. The fork assembly is now installed. So now, once you have completed the fork assembly, you're going to want to do the fenders, according to Coleman. So let's get the front fender, which is this one right here, because it has this, as you can see, for the headlight. And we're going to want to put it just like this, with these brackets facing you, or the front of the mini bikes, because this is where the lights go. And yeah, so there's only 2 bolts to put on this. So on this you do not need any washers. You just need your wrench, which is a 10 millimeter. And you're gonna have to, some of these are still tight, so you're gonna have to untighten them. Oh, this sucker's tight. Am I tight? Oh, tight. Oops, sorry. I was tightening like a dummy. I want to take these out. Then you put this right here. This is easy to do. I'm just gonna head and start this one right here, so I can hold it while you're ready to put the other one on. If you wanted to, you could put Loctite on these so you don't have to worry about falling off. But if you tighten them just right, then you shouldn't have to worry about it. You never want to tighten the bolt too tight or strip it. No. So got these snug. Don't think they'll be coming off anytime soon, which is all good. Okay. So after that, one thing I forgot to mention is it says it wants you to tighten these bolts. So just gotta make sure they're tight. Mine are already tight, but that's what it said in the instructions, just in case they weren't. You want to make sure these are on here nice and snug. Nice and tight. So now it wants you to install the rear fenders. So you go ahead and uncover your rear fender and just take it to the back. Anyways, this thing goes on like this, where you can see the warning label sticking out on the back. For the rear fender, you're gonna want these pack of bolts, and let's go ahead and empty these out. And you're gonna want the longer bolts out of these four. The longer ones are the ones you need for the rear fender. So you're also gonna want to grab the washers and the nuts. So for the rear installation, you're gonna want to have, go ahead and put this bolt in. Put the washer under. You can't really see it right now because my just gotta kind of stuff it under right there. Sorry that you can't really see this thing, but you just kind of got a feel for it because the tire's already in the way. So I got it cut. So yeah, hopefully you can see that under there. I'll make sure you can. Right there. But that's how you want it. And so say this is the fender. Under the fender, you're gonna want to put the washer so the fender's in the middle, and then you go ahead and tighten the bolt under it so the washer stays. So my finger's the fender, that's how it's gonna be. And just make sure it's tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this thing up so it'll stay a bit better. Just about there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the front bolt. Oh, oops, wrong way. Put the bolt in first. Oh no. The washer on the bottom, and then come on. So remember what type of bolts that tighten this. The 13 is for the bottom and the 10 is for the top. So you're gonna want to go ahead and put this bolt under. And tighten it like this. And tighten this one. So now you're going to want to install the handlebar. So to install the handlebar first, you're going to have to take it out of the wrapping. And there's this little twisty wire that you can just untwist. You don't have to cut anything. You just gotta rip the bubble wrap. Okay. So now that your handlebar's out, you got this little tag, but yeah. You're gonna wanna make sure it's kinda like this. least I want mine a little bit angled back. So there should be bolts already on the clamps, and if there's not, they're probably in your bag. So just unscrew these. Unscrew is done. Now you're gonna want to put this like this, where you can see the kind of like checker, no grip, I don't know. It's like kind of cut out, you know, it's kind of rough. You should be able to tell that. So I'm gonna put my handlebars like this because I want them back. You can have them like this or that, but it just really depends on what your personal preference is. So I'm gonna have mine about right here. Now you're gonna want to get the clamp, put it over. I mean, you don't really have to angle this yet, it's just, yeah, I'm not gonna angle mine yet. I'm gonna at least tighten these up first. The 10mm, make sure it's 10mm. Tighten one of them this way. Now you gotta make sure the one across from it, forgot what you call it, but like, now you're gonna wanna go to this side. Tighten it, or at least make it snug. Then yeah, this one make it snug. Now you're gonna wanna tighten them, or at least make sure you have it like you want it. So I want mine like this. See? Yeah. You just sit on it and make sure where you line it's what you like it. See, I'm gonna have to angle this handlebar a bit down because it's sticking up so much. As you can see, and I'll show you how to do that. And yeah, just gotta make sure that's how you want to ride it. So now you're gonna want to tighten each of these up as tight as you can get them, or at least snug. I mean, you don't want them too tight, of course, because it can strip the bolts, but that's another subject. Yeah. Anyways, tight. Okay, now you got your handlebars installed. So after you have installed the handlebar, you're gonna want to install the front tire. So to do that, you're gonna want to like prop the vehicle up. So just make sure you move all your bolts or anything that's under it, and get ready to lift this thing up so you can actually put like a block or something. I'm gonna use my dad's wood block. You could use a jack or anything that'll prop it up. So I'm gonna want to do this is I'm gonna want to try to slide this thing under as I'm pulling up. Whew, that took a while. So I finally managed to get this thing up on the block. It's kind of dangerous because this thing's so heavy. It could get your ankles or something. So you might want to get some assistance from somebody. Just as a heads up, especially if you're small or young, then this thing could be dangerous. So I just gotta make sure you're with someone or someone can help you. So yeah. These washers go on the inside, and this big long bolt just comes right out so you can install it. Make sure you keep all the pieces to it. Putting mine right there. And the front wheel. And on this tire, you need to make sure it's angled the right way. You see how there's an arrow? So I'm gonna have to flip it around. Gotta make sure this thing's going the right angle. So going straight, make sure the arrow is pointing to the front, like this. See the arrow? Gotta make sure it's pointing to the front, because that's where you want to be headed. Anyways, move this box out of the way. Something I've always done is, crap, dude, these things can move, I don't know that. Anyways, you're gonna want to put your bolt right here. Now, you want to lift up with your foot. This is what I've always done. It's like a little jack, but with your foot, and you're gonna put the washer on, push it through like this. Come on. Make sure it's aligned, and now, before you forget, put your other washer on and push it through. Now that it's through, you can get the bolt, go ahead and tighten it. So on the left side of the bite, you're going to want a 17 millimeter, and on the right, you're going to want a 19 millimeter. And you tighten it like this. Go down on the left and up on the right, and it will tighten. Just gotta keep it going. You want this thing tight so it can grip onto that washer and grip onto the bearing, and not just roll on the bar or the bolt. That is nice and tight. All nice and tight. Maybe even give a bit of a check up. Oh yeah, that sucker's tight. So now you're going to want to install the headlight, which is of course optional, but I'm going to go ahead and install it now. Like how it's nice and chrome. Plastic lens. Yeah. So on the headlight, you're gonna want to go ahead and unscrew these bolts that are on this. Do that. And put these somewhere else, like right here. Now, watch out, you gotta take this out because it's already on here, and if it's not, then it should be in your bag. And yeah, you put it right here. So how you want to install this is place it right here. You're gonna want your things, your little rubber things, to be between the headlight and the bracket. Now that is how you install it. Mine's kind of angled, but that's just kind of so it's not tight. But anyways, that is how you do it. Bolt, bracket, rubber washer, light, rubber washer, bracket. What is that? Oh, bolt. That's how you do it. You're gonna want to do the back one the same way. Crap, that one's gonna be even harder. This is great. So I was finally able to put on the washer by putting motor oil on it and trying to slip it through, and darn thing finally got through. Kind of use this paint can opener to help it like pull down. But yeah, once you got them on there, at least you kind of angle it to where you want it to be. I make mine kind of angled more downward now. You're gonna want to get the smaller little bolts. And I got pliers to help me tighten the headlamp, because on the headlamp you have to, both the bolts use the same wrench, so you don't have a 8mm on hand, then you're gonna have to find a pliers or something so you can actually tighten this thing. So now that you got the headlamp installed, you just peel that off, and you're gonna also want to go ahead and peel your seat off. Start unwrapping this thing just about. Cut. And yeah, the next thing to do after you install the headlamp is go ahead and plug this in right here so it can actually work. So now once you've got the everything just about ready, the headlamp and everything off, you want to go ahead and, something I'm going to do is oil the clutch. We should get all the oil in the little piece right there, so it lasts you a long time. You can always check and make sure everything is tight too. Yeah, it's tight. Whatever that is got rust on it. That chain tension. I'm just gonna put some oil on that. Put some oil on this. And yeah, this thing is just about ready to go. Okay, once you've got that, so I finally just got this thing on. That's how you do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and oil on that bearing, because I like oiling my stuff. So if you want to move the brake lever down, what you need to do is get the smallest wrench and untighten the bolt on the bottom. So yeah. And then you're going to want to do the top one after you've got the bottom. And it'll start splitting apart just about. And then you can start moving it down like this. So I want mine a bit like that. Then you're just going to retighten these bolts. Bam, nice and tight. Now another thing you need to do is get zip ties, which are included in the package, and you wanna attach them to the front bar. So you just gotta make sure it's able to move, and once you find something that's good, like right around right here, I'm gonna put this zip tie on. And there you go. Now you've got your thing wired up. So the last step to completing your mini bike is setting the tire pressure appropriately. The max PSI rated for these tires is 10 PSI, and if you're gonna be riding bumps, it's probably too much. I checked these tires before, they were a little bit over 10 PSI, but I have set them probably around 5. This stick doesn't really work, it's made for higher pressures, but yeah. you're going to be riding trails, 5 or 6 psi is probably good. You want them kind of squishy so they're able to go over the bumps easier. So after you have completed the break-in process, your mini bike should be good to go. So I did dedicate a section of this video to breaking in the engine, but just don't break it in. Over the 8 days I've been riding it around, it's had like 4 problems, and yeah, it's just a really cheap engine, so just don't waste your time breaking it in and buy a Predator. But yeah, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. That'll be a great help. This freaking assembly video has taken me forever to make. 8 days later, I'm still editing it and finally about to upload it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. And when I was breaking it in, I had a problem. It would I think it was something with the carburetor. It was bogging out when you gave it a little bit of throttle. So I just kind of ran it in lower speeds, and eventually the bogging went away, and it's good as new. But yeah, if you have a problem and it doesn't fix itself by just riding it around, you should probably take it to Coleman, and yeah. But if you want to see the riding of this thing, go ahead and check out my review. The link should be in the description, and yeah. So thanks for watching. It'd help out a lot if you could subscribe, like, or share, and yeah. Bye.